board, we have our match starting, and this is match 1 of the W3Champions Finals 14. And thanks Blizzard for this new observer mode. We have a 0-0 situation, obviously. The map is Hillsbrad Creek. This is the quarterfinal of the 2-on-2 tournament. Double Night Elf versus Orc and Night Elf. Let's get it on.
Yes, so as we can see on the left side of the map, we have Sonik up here. Looks like he's possibly going to go for a Hunt's opener here. There's no Ancient of War being built yet, so that prediction's already coming true, perhaps. Kayo, on the other hand, down the bottom left. Well, kind of the 6 o'clock position is possibly going to go for grunts. We might see Headhunters make an appearance here. Kind of curious to see. On the 3 o'clock position here, we've got PaTo opening Demon Hunter, which is cool to see. Also probably going for hunts by the looks of things, as no Ancient of War has been placed yet. And finally, we have Smurf at the 12 o'clock here, building an Ancient of War next to the shop, which is a very hard camp to take. And I would anticipate that both PaTo and Narbu here are going to take that creek camp first together.
I agree that should be a good boost. So we call him Smurf, right? Not Nabu?
Sure, we'll go with Smurf.
Yep.
That's fine.
All right, all right.
Sorry, that's my bad. We'll minimize the confusion here.
Of course, established member of the gym community, coach as well.
Yes, he has interesting coaching techniques. Let's be honest.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's just like you're bad and you're doing this wrong. And why do you never listen? And
he's like a sergeant. That's pretty much how I envisioned him as well. Yeah.
Precisely. I think people that know him well could probably take a guess at what tavern hero he's going to be picking here. Yep, there it is, the Panda. Wouldn't expect anything different from Smurf. And kind of interesting to see actually the players moving out a little bit here. PaTo perhaps going to try and cover Smurf trying to creep this really hard camp here. But unfortunately, PaTo going to have to deal with this annoying Blade Master in his base, cancelling that second Ancient of War. Ouch.
Ooh, that hurts. Kayo with a good timing. Harassing the Wisps already. This strategy so far not fully coming together. Demon Hunter, can he even enter? On the left, on the bottom side, I guess, but he's a little bit confused, this Demon Hunter.
Yeah, that's Warcraft pathing at its absolute finest right now.
Yeah, he got hit with a nerf hammer and still feels it.
Absolutely. He's still a bit dazed and confused.
Exactly.
But yeah, this is really rough actually. I think PaTo's lost, what, 4 Wisps so far, maybe even 5. Yeah, Kayo's out of mana now, but he's not even blocked in the base. He can just leave peacefully, and now a Demon Hunter has to face 2 grunts on the blade. All by him is lonesome. Meanwhile, Smurf is even getting the chance to start this creep camp. Sonik being very annoying with the Keeper here. Saying that, he is getting kind of low. Wow, actually, Smurf expending all 3 breaths of fire on that Keeper there just to try and get him out of the way as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Nabu is really good with the Keeper. He beat me in a 3 versus 2 with that hero alone, and one of the Gym King of the Hills. So he's got to carry now, but do you want to be in a position where Nabu's got to carry your team?
I think so. I think he could pull his weight. maybe he could be a little bit unreliable, but I think in this particular game, PaTo's going to need all the support he can get from Narbu now. You have to place full trust in him right now so he can carry with the old Panda.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But this is so typical of the Sonik playstyle in general, right? Davai, it doesn't matter if it's 1-on-1 or 2-on-2. There's only one direction, that's forward.
Yep, and it seems that Kayo is... he got the memo as well, because he's playing just as aggressively as his partner, which is pretty important to have a synergistic playstyle with your teammate. And I like that they're going pretty much full aggression here, because that Panda cannot be allowed to creep up with impunity. But poor PaTo here, his base is just absolutely ravished right now. Yeah,
we gotta say for PaTo, 7 AM right now, playing from Brazil. Maybe for map 2 he needs a coffee or 2.
Or maybe he needs some Narbu coaching to wake him up.
Boy, yeah.
But yeah.
This combo can still go well together if they get some time and space. Is there even techs? Yeah, tech for Kayo is almost done. Sonik still on tier 1 though.
Naturally. PaTo also responding with being on tier 1. Not that he has any choice in the matter anyway. This base is just pretty much decimated by the Horde here. Meanwhile, Kayo opting for the Shadow Hunter. I'm wondering if they're going to go something cheesy like double Beastery.
Ooh.
That'd be kind of fun to see.
Well, fun for us, fun for them, not fun for PaTo, that's for sure. Kayo staffing back. Now, portaling back saves all the grunts, can creep up a little bit, and they, after like 2 or 3 minutes of pure Davai, take a step back and probably expand after damage is done.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what their approach is going forward here for Sonik and Kayo. I would expect this expansion, I think, is a fine play. We might see just more mass hunts continue to be pumped out. It is indeed WC3, so I think they're going to be super aggressive once again after this creep camp is cleared. However, Smurf did find the time to creep up to level 3, is actually continuing to creep past level 3, or just trying to soak up as much XP as possible. I like the mercs here, helps tremendously with creeping power. Meanwhile, PaTo, what can he do? He took a lowly green camp, he's trying to build up some hunts. Not really much he could do after that early game, so he will be the weak link, and I think both Kayo and Sonik will be going after him as much as possible.
Oh, here they come again. Blade Master grunts into the base, but we got an increasing number of hunts right now. Slowly but steady, things are coming together for PaTo. He needs some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something to defend this now, as the Shadow Hunter is coming in as well.
Yep, absolutely. But now we've got the Serpent Wards online, which, you know, how they do against Huntresses, Neo. I'm sure you've seen this countless times these days.
Oh, they do very well. Very, very well.
Yeah. And it's going to be so hard for him to hold, for PaTo to hold here, but I think Smurf has pretty much no choice but to go assist his ally, which would be a good opportunity for Sonik to maybe just rush Smurf's base, maybe destroy some buildings. Because as we know, hunts are really effective against buildings.
Oh yeah. Also against peons that try to repair. It's so many snakes! Oh my god! But Blade Master under fire. Production building goes down, but here's the Panda, and with that the push should be abandoned.
Yeah, I think what would have been cool perhaps is for Smurf to have a Staff of Teleportation, because now he's kind of out of position with his army. He's going to have to TP. As I predicted, Sonik is coming in here just... Is he going right for the main? He is going straight for the main. Oh, immediate TP reaction. It would have been kind of funny to see him start attacking it, and maybe he'd lose like 10 hunts and not kill the tree. But we're not going to get that, unfortunately.
That was a sweet detonate on the treants right there. Panda with that, level 4, got a mana potion as well. Hunts are sturdier than archers, of course, but over time they burn quite well.
They certainly do, and this is a pretty strong Panda. +7 to all stats. We see the new item that was introduced, the Ring of the Archmagi, which, as we all know, is from the campaign. Offers
We all know.
all stats. Well, we should all know that, but some people haven't played the campaign, apparently.
Right?
I think Todd hasn't played the campaign last I spoke to him.
I think Baron didn't play the campaign, but...
that's shocking.
Maybe that's an indicator of quality, though. I don't know. For the campaign, not for him.
No, yeah, for the campaign. Well, the campaign is great.
It is.
Played the campaign. You played through the Reforged campaign, didn't you?
I did play through the Reforged campaign. Yeah.
Ah, that one looked really awesome, to be fair.
And I heard a little shout out to Insane Monster that the UD campaign is coming together.
Sick. Must be so much work for those guys.
Oh yeah. But he's insane, so it's kind of fine.
He is. Crazy boy. Alright, so PaTo here once again just boxed in space trying to defend the Orcish onslaught here. Kayo with quite weak heroes, but overall Raiders do pretty great against hunts. We've got the Snake Pit kind of awkwardly placed. We'd like to see a few more. Yep, here we go. More Serpent Wards being placed down right now. And Sonik just running around, buying time, keeping Smurf from helping his ally, who sorely needs his assistance, I think. But saying that, Panda did make his way down and threw a nice chunky Breath of Fire on Kayo's arm, and he has to leave right now.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure that Sonik has the best time in the north there as well, with the Panda arriving. Level 5 now, that Breath of Fire hits hard!
Dude, the damage of level 5 Panda is just absolutely insane. Is the Keeper actually not going to get away here? Yep, this is going to be a TP force. Pretty nice result. Imagine a crit if he had crit and then a Breath of Fire. That'd be sick, but no crit, unfortunately, I think, on the side of...
Yeah, as we can see with the new hero panel thingy, it's Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and I feel like Drunken Haze is sometimes an underrated spell because it also slows down the opponent, and especially on level 2 and 3, in combination with Dryads, that's a lot of slow.
No, that's true. Absolutely. The slow isn't the best in the world. I think even great players sometimes try to use the haze unsuccessfully, and it really doesn't slow down the movement speed of your target as much as you think it would. But nevertheless, it's still pretty effective, and in tandem with the Dryads, as you said, it's just great. But here we're going to see an interesting situation. The Panda's walking in to try and destroy the tree. The Breath is going to insta-kill any of the Wisps that dare to approach, so this tree is absolutely gone. And obviously Sonik and Kayo are aware of this, and they're going straight for PaTo's mate as well. So we're going to see a base trade situation already here.
Oh, is the tree gone though?
Oh my lord, it's so close to the tree's not going down! He didn't store a Breath of Fire, are you kidding me?
There we go, tree is going down because PaTo, this was just a stab, it was a fake, but on PaTo's base, there's a lot of damage done, and now Smurf gotta fight this on his own, and the Dryads are falling so quickly, but so are the Grunts, everything's burning, everything's dying.
He's gonna get level 6 any second now. This next Breath is gonna secure the level 6. One more kill and there's level 6 Panda. Not that he needs the ultimate right now. Actually, wow, Kayo's army is just absolutely evaporated into nothing.
Yep. He's gone. What he got? He got 30 food left. Well, to be honest, it's the same for Smurf, but he got a Panda level 6 and that's like 30 supply on his own. Next Breath of Fire. Very good mana management by Smurf, I gotta say.
Oh, this is an ill-fated entangle attempt. We could pop that mana potion, and here we go. There's the little Pandas. They are going to absolutely kick ass right now. We've got the Storm Elemental keeping the Blade Master up in the air right now. The fire just absolutely destroying everything in its path, and the earth to tank everyone's attention away from its allies. Fantastic ult.
It is one of the best in the game. Hunts are falling. PaTo making it to level 3 with the Demon Hunter as well. Trying to chase doesn't really work. So we got a 2-base, 1 base situation, right?
Correct.
Smurf never expanded in the beginning. Sonik lost the tree, but he's on mass hunts. It doesn't really matter that much. He still has income. There might be a chance, but this army doesn't really scale too well into the late game compared to level 3 Panda, level 6 Panda.
Yeah, I imagine Sonik will, he just replanted his Tree of Life in his main base once again, just like what PaTo is doing. So we might end up back to 3-base, 2-base. But yeah, this Panda honestly makes up for the disadvantage of 1 base easily by himself. Sonik with only mass hunts, I think his approach is just going to be base laming. Can't take up a single straight fight pretty much. Maybe against PaTo, might work out okay. But then Smurf can always be there to assist, perhaps with the Staff of Tele. I like the Entangle Goldmine attack right now from Sonik up in the north, with the Zeppelin getting into position nicely. That's going to go down pretty easily. Meanwhile, the Blade is trying to take care of PaTo's re-expansion attempt at his main base. So I think the left team have got kind of the tempo advantage here a little bit out on the map. Yeah,
they have to play this style with Raiders and Huns and base lane, because in a straight up fight they're just getting fried. Ancient War of PaTo is trying to help, but this tree wasn't cancelled either, since there's more resources lost. In the meantime, Sonic's base is also getting ravaged once again, and Smurf is making his way towards the expansion. We got bears now.
Yep, a few bears online is pretty nice. Unfortunately, no units that can shoot up though for our team here on the right, so Sonik is able to just mosey on out with this Keeper and Hunts safely. And PaTo unfortunately had to expend a teleport for that, which feels kind of bad for him. Meanwhile, the rest of his bases will be eliminated by Kayo. But Smurf in the meantime did take care of Sonic's expansion, so we can see a lot of plays being made simultaneously, such as the joy of team games. And yeah, what can PaTo really do? He has an army that can't shoot up, can't take care of the Zeppelin. He just has to pretty much guard his allies' main base, because if that Tree of Eternity goes down as well, then, you know, the right side are going to be out of income. Which
yeah, that shouldn't happen. Smurf is now trying to burn down the Orc base, which is a little sturdier, I guess. PaTo could buy an Orb of Venom from Nabu's shop, right? Does that work?
Yeah, that absolutely works. The only trouble is that there's actually not enough resources between the two teams to afford an Orb of Venom right now, so they can't even get one if they wanted. Oh, this gold mine's going down again. Feels bad. Gnarly.
Yeah, Sonik has 1,300 gold, Kayo and 600 gold. So that is a little bit of a problem. And now we find ourselves in another fight. Oh boy, ultimate again after the Drunken Days Breath of Fire. Smurf playing this really, really well. Kodo is coming, staff.
Here comes the Demon Hunter.
Exactly. Let's burn a bit. These raiders are falling quickly. Kodo's trying to munch. but didn't get anything just yet, if the information provided is correct. Going for the Demon Hunter now. PaTo continues to get pummeled!
Don't we all just love seeing a crit miss on an evasion check like that? It's awful.
Feels bad. Feels bad. Or good, depending on who you're cheering for.
Indeed. But yeah, I think we can see the Panda ultimate here just pretty much cleaning house. However, Sonik doing the best he can up in Smurf's base currently, but all his hunts are kind of getting low. He needs that scroll of healing to pretty much keep his army going.
PaTo's down to 9 supply.
Oh my
Smurf is down to 23 supply. This is nothing. Of course, whenever you staff, you end up in the base, but Sonik is right there with the Keeper. All these hunts about to be dead. We could get a level 8 Panda here in no time.
One breath, yep. Just a token breath of fire to start kind of damaging that Zeppelin a little bit, which I think is good. Definitely needs that Orb of Venom though, for sure. The only trouble is both are completely starved of resources and can't afford it. Maybe he could sell Ring of the Archmagi, perhaps that would be enough to buy the Orb of Venom 325. I think it would be enough. And yeah, Kayo and Sonik, I mean, they have 76 food between the two of them. Kayo's still mining, has plenty gold in the tank, 3.5k left. Sonik without any mining, but a nice bank. He can afford a TP, maybe a couple scrolls. He's still in this in terms of like moves he can make. And Kayo, of course, is as well. But yeah, unfortunately, PaTo is basically... I think he can go get that coffee now, Neo.
Yeah, he definitely should. 5 supply for him. What is that even? Wait. Alt U, I think. There we go. Okay, 2 wisps and a hunt. That's all that PaTo has left. Also, for Smurf, 2 bears and a panda. A strong panda. But I guess the question now is, can a level 7 panda defeat 100 supply?
I think we know the answer to that is yes. If that army is comprised of kind of weak orc units and mass hunts, but yet at the end of the day, Sonik and Kayo have played this really well. Just as I said, they need to play entirely hit and run base tactics. He can't take a straight fight, and they've done that as best they can. And they've managed to get the game into a position where it's basically Smurf on his own, struggling to mine any gold against 2 players. So it's going to be a very tall order for that Panda to do much here.
Yeah.
I love the position of Sonic's Tree of Life here in the corner. It's actually really hard to get units around it unless you drop it with a Zeppelin. So that's kind of nice.
Sweet indeed. Okay, Sonik is about to lose a lot of hunts now. A bear falls as well. Getting easier and easier for Smurf to micro, if you want to put it in a positive light.
I suppose there's a silver lining in every situation, isn't there, Neil? Oh, nice job dodging that last spear of the Dryad, saving that Huntress. The Sonik actually losing, he shouldn't have lost any units here, to be honest. I think he lost 2 hunts. So not ideal. He probably shouldn't have lost anything, but there we go.
It doesn't really matter.
A little heal.
He just appreciates the damage.
He appreciates the divine, yes. Alright. Well, here's that level 8 Panda. Let's see him take care of business, I suppose.
Good by Kayo to switch to more air. Wouldn't even mind to see bad riders or anything. But yeah, Panda trying to fry. Here's the ultimate once again, but that's probably his last breath.
To be honest, I think this ulti of the Panda here might be enough to take care of the Orc army if Smurf ensures that he micros the correct units. For example, the Storm attacking the Wind Riders, having the Fire Elemental and the Earth Elemental attack the ground. Then I could see it working out. They actually offer a lot of XP, the Elementals, as well, to the opposing team. Level 5 Blade not far off now. This Fire Elemental getting purged, can't really escape. That Storm Elemental needs to be careful. Can't die before the timer runs out, or that... Wait, are we going to see it? Oh... Okay, there was enough mana for Windwalk.
Yeah, Blade Master feels bad if units just disappear, eh?
Yeah. There we go. The Storm Element has managed to wait out the timer, and here comes the Panda back with full HP and a lot of mana to use as well.
And some crits now. Mana potion. But yeah, that's the last bit of gold. He is mining for quite some time. But yeah, he's basically playing Dota now.
Yep. Oh, as much as I know he's a decent League of Legends player, Smurf, I think this level 8 Panda isn't going to quite cut it, unfortunately, against the remainder of Sonik and Kayo's forces. And there we go. First game over. Pretty sweet game to kick things off with.
Damn, that was crazy. That was a lot of base trading. That was crazy damage, big ambushes. That was a nice one.
That was a pretty chaotic one to cast, actually. There was a lot of different plays occurring at the same time.
Of course, we are super professional, so...
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, how do we top that for game 1, eh? Let's see what the boys bring to the table in game 2.
Well, if you want to top something, put the players on Twisted Meadows and it's working out just fine. So that's exactly what we do. 1-0 for Sonik and Kayo, and the next map is the losers map of PaTo and Smurf, and that is Twisted Meadows. More normal map, you're probably exposed to these creeps a little more, but it's also a very split pushy map from what I've seen in 2-on-2, and so I expect nothing less than what we've seen right here.
Yeah, as you say, there's pretty much a straight line to your opponent's base on each side, where you can definitely lame one person, try to set up a second base behind, your ally lames the other person, you're trying to buy time. It is quite difficult in 2v2 to have the time to go to the islands, unless your name is Kodo's Forsaken, in which case you set up the the Tower Island. I remember going against that back in the day. Oh lordy. But thankfully that's something we don't see too often anymore. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty standard map. We might see a lot of either level 1 aggression, or perhaps we'll see some creeping to level 3 and then more aggression at that point with the second heroes. But given how the first game went and the players that are participating, I'm expecting more tier 1 all-out wars once again, which is always fun to watch.
100%. We should have access to the mercenary camps relatively early on. So currently waiting for Sonik, and then we get into this 1-0 for PaTo and Smurf. I wonder if there's some team communication going on right now, if they want to change something. I think they can rely on the late game if Smurf just plays what he played before. If PaTo is stabilizing his early and it's not losing almost everything, then they have good chances.
I think the way they played it was super all out. It was like, perhaps PaTo said, you know, no matter what happens to me, as long as you get that shop creep done, and then you manage to move on, creep level 3, creep level 4, etc., and you're just relying on the Panda, then that can be effective. But as we saw in the end, Kayo and Sonik didn't really give them much of an inch in terms of taking straight up fights. And as a result, the Panda wasn't super effective as he could have been. Perhaps PaTo and Smurf could have been a little bit more proactive in attacking bases quicker, because at the end of the day, they should have recognized this is going to be a base race type game. But it's hard to see those events, you know, ahead of time sometimes where there's a lot of pressure on you.
All right, we got Twisted Meadows map number 2. 1-0 lead for... I don't even know if they are the underdog. Is there a clear favorite here? Kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I don't feel like there is a clear favorite. I mean, I've played against Kayo before in 2v2 RT and in 1v1, who's a decent player. Sonik, as we all know, he's a wild card, but generally a strong player, of course. PaTo has played quite a lot of 2v2, especially with Starbuck in the past while. I'm not sure how much PaTo and Smurf have actually played together, though, or how much they prepared ahead of today's match. But
yeah, it's interesting. Maybe we have to explain the invite ceremony a little bit.
Sure.
Want to would do it better, but how was it again? We invited a couple of AT teams, and Starbuck was of course playing a lot with Krav. He was also playing a lot with PaTo, so they were both in the ranks. So we gave Starbuck the choice, basically, do you want to play with PaTo or do you want to play with Krav? He chose Krav, but we didn't want to exclude PaTo, so we gave him a chance to pick his teammate, and that's how we ended up with Smurf.
Well, definitely an interesting choice. I wasn't really aware of those two guys chatting that much or playing games together, but in any case, it's a cool partnership that often 2v2 results in new partnerships and friendships blossoming, as I'm sure Smurf can recall he and I all those times ago, him getting mad at me for being god awful at this game. But but yeah, I suppose back to the game, eh? We've got PaTo building an aggressive Ancient of War in Sonic's base, so we're going to see an extremely aggressive game once again. And Smurf this time opting for the bottom.
Ooh, okay, so PaTo's trying to return the favor, and this is usually a Sonic move. He did this 15 years ago in professional tournaments, in like European nation championships, etc. But doesn't really work too well, I gotta say. It's distracting. It disallows the keeper to go for the mercenary camp, but is that really worth it?
Well, the Ancient of War certainly didn't get great value. However, Sonic didn't bother to micro his keeper and actually took 200 damage from a practically stationary walking building that could have, he could have just moved away and not taken any damage whatsoever. So the DH is going to get some decent pressure onto the keeper of Sonic right now. And here comes Smurf with the Priestess of the Moon, probably steering arrows first. Yep, there we go. And we're going to see that keeper pretty much on the brink of death already. Moonwell's looking dry.
Yeah. Stressful early game for Sonic. I wonder if his ally will help him. I don't think so. Blade Master is busy this time in Smurf space. I think there's no real indicator anymore, but I guess so.
That is correct.
But this is well fortified. He's repairing already, and Sonic is about to die.
Yep. I think this might be the correct play from Kayo to try and put some pressure onto the other team here instead of helping his ally, but sometimes, perhaps with the aggressive Ancient of War in base, it might have been best for Kayo to defend. But to be honest, Sonic is holding his own. The Demon Hunter has to go back and heal up. The Priestess is leaving as well. She can't apply nearly enough pressure by herself. And yeah, Kayo's forcing Smurf to do a lot of repairing here. That second Moonwell is incredibly late since it was cancelled, as well as the second Ancient of War, so hunt production quite delayed. You can see PaTo's already on 26 food, on the other hand, getting his mass hunts. And Sonic kind of forced into mass archer, which isn't the best, so perhaps Kayo can have a nice front line for him. And actually, Kayo building a second barracks as well, so he is going to go for mass grunts to try and shield those archers from the mass hunts.
Well, Kayo... Wait, didn't I see a war mill somewhere in the overlay?
You're correct, there is a war mill, and there's actually a headhunter being produced instead of a grunt. I was expecting more grunts, to be honest. But obviously having as much piercing damage as possible makes sense, but it leaves an extremely vulnerable army and mass archers and mass hunts. Oh, we're going to see the Demon Hunter get surrounded here, unfortunately. Probably going to take down at least that Troll. Nope, Troll gets away nicely. Sonic doing a good job microing. Berserker going to keep the block up. Might lose 2 units in the process here, but 3 units actually in the process. Not quite sure if this TP surround ends up being worth it. A TP trader for like 4 units, is that enough? Yep, Archer going down as well with the last glaive of the Huntress there. Damn.
It's all about damage. We don't care about losing units. So the TP is gone. Bottom didn't really level just yet. Mass Headhunter army is coming together. There's no big AoE this time as it was before with the Panda. Can of course be added later, but does it really fit the army? I'm not too sure. No tech on PaTo's side, no tech on Smurf's side. So they have to start doing something, and I think Wisps are moving out. Yep, here we go.
What I'd really like to see is Smurf and PaTo pressuring Sonic so that Kayo has to help or attack one of their bases, and then set up mass APs outside of Kayo's base, which they might not expect. And then when they want to leave Sonic's base, there'll be mass APs set up already. And of course, Kayo, being tier 1, can't produce any demos. So perhaps that would be a decent play. But that's quite a while off. Both PaTo and Smurf not really got a lot of, don't have very much supply between them. They actually don't have much. Well, Smurf doesn't have a lot of wood, actually. Maybe he already pre-planted the trees in advance. But yeah, it'll be kind of hard to set up these APs, I think, in the face of Sonic and Kayo. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, especially with the Headhunters in the back. Sonic is taking some preparation with the shop.
3 Wisps just detonated for basically nothing, unfortunately. And yet, here we go. PaTo and Smurf just abandoning this play here. I think it would have been nicer perhaps to try and hit and set up the AP secretly outside of Kayo's base. This play was kind of not going to work out, I'm afraid. And yet, level 3 Keeper incoming there as well with a big heal pot. Pretty sweet item for him. Blade on the hand. That lowly claws +4, which is a weird sight to see, honestly. Can you believe it used to be +6? It's almost unbelievable, isn't it?
They nerf it even further. Why don't you just make it +1? Just make it +1 at this point. I don't care anymore. I think it's...
What we can do, we can make him +0, but we'll leave the icon where it says +5.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's pure, what's the word?
Aesthetics?
What's that effect? No, but oh gosh. Anyway, it will come to me.
Native speaker here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'm a Scottish barbarian. What do you expect?
This fight is coming together a little better outside the base as Sonik has to run away. These headhunters are getting caught. Some hunts obviously going down as well. PaTo under fire. This Blade Master control, pretty damn sweet. And so Smurf is once again out of the fight and relief of pressure here.
Yeah, but honestly, kind of decent trades, I would say, for PaTo and Smurf. The only trouble is at the end of the day, they're stuck kind of, you know, with the bottom, who isn't incredible. She kind of needs level 3 to come online now, I feel, to really amp up the damage of their armies, you know, when they fight in tandem with each other. Keeper being, like, really effective, despite the fact there are 2 elves. I think not enough wisps were perhaps used to, like, detonate on stuff. Oh, Ring of the Archmage dropping for the blade, getting level 3 right here. And Sonik providing his army as some support. But I think, actually, his army is going to get kind of wrecked by the Hunts right now. Oh my lord, Hunts pretty much flanking on both sides here. Look at this army just getting absolutely decimated by Hunts.
This is the way Night Elf is meant to be played. Gorgeous army composition by PaTo and Smurf.
Good lord.
But who needs an army if you have a Blade Master like this? Definitely some weight on the shoulders now. Trying to chase the bottom, but to no effect really.
Wow. Let's just say Kayo got punished extraordinarily hard for trying to go for that Creek camp there. That was unbelievable. Sonik was like, yeah, I'll help you, bro, with my army, and half of his army just gets mauled by Hunts on one side. Wait, is the Priestess going to die here? Imagine he's not looking. I think... Oh, here we go. Is he watching? He is watching. There's definitely going to be an info trigger here. Oof. Close one, though, a little bit there. Heal Scroll being popped preemptively as well. Interesting choice. And here we go. Unupgraded Hunts. Okay, Smurf has 1-0. PaTo with 0-0. Not too pleased about that.
The coach is coming out here.
But yeah, I think honestly Sonik is going to get overrun here pretty quickly without the help of his ally, who is look at Kayo's army. It's just bruised, trudging along with the injured Blade Master as well. It's looking kind of grim for the North team here.
But that is good for us, because that would mean game 3. The quarterfinals here in the 2-2, all best of 3s, only the grand finals best of 5 on Championship Sunday. We're going straight for the base. There's Huntress everywhere. It's an infestation. And yeah, these headhunters gotta carry, but I don't really see it. We go straight for the base. We go straight for the Tree of Life, and Sonik won't have income after this anymore.
It's absolutely insane how fast that Tree of Life is going down right now with the pressure of the Hunts. Those Wisps can't do anything to help repair. Now the Wisps are feeling the pain of mass Hunts. And, well, despite the fact that all those Hunts were focused on the tree, you know, they did a good job killing a lot of units, Smurf and PaTo, but perhaps Smurf should have just been helping his ally fight, you know, fight the army head on, because I think PaTo walks away pretty bruised from that fight, only going back up to 38 food with these 4 new Hunts. Only has 4 left over from that fight. Kind of got most of his army wiped out by Sonik and PaTo, but yep, probably worth it in the end, to be honest, Sonik without any gold or income.
Yeah, and will Kayo be able to supply him with some gold so he can at least rebuild a bit? I'm not too sure.
Yep, we've got the tree rebuilding now already.
Oh, okay.
Keeper with no mana is just wondering, like, what the heck am I supposed to do now? Like, can't really fight either player head on too well. Perhaps he's just gonna creep. I don't know.
Yeah, Kayo has to buy some time here. Did he have a tech? Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, Kayo's tier 2. Yeah.
Shadowhunter would of course be fantastic.
I would love to see some weird unorthodox pick, maybe like a Pit Lord second with Howl of Terror or something, just to spice things up. Imagine Howl of Terror countering that True Shot array.
But I mean, can you even stack a Pit Lord anymore now that the claws are so weak? I don't know if it's worth it, man.
You know, claws +4 is just worthless. It doesn't help anymore, does it? It's just weak.
There is quite a trend actually to pimp the Pit Lord with armor because there's so many rings and then he just stands there and doesn't die. It's kind of funny actually.
To be fair, a Pit Lord level 3 without any items is still pretty effective.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go. These headhunters about to get absolutely swarmed once again by the mass hunts here. Kayo doing his absolute best to throw the spears in one big volley and move back, but at the end of the day, hunts are incredibly fast, just chasing down all these poor medium armor units, these paper headhunters, pretty much getting absolutely ravaged. The Ogre Balder here standing steadfast at the face of the elves, but yeah,
For
he's
now.
going down too. Yep, not for long.
Ooh, Kayo losing a lot. Sonik is down to 26 as well. Finally, PaTo and Smurf got some resources, put it in an army, and 100 supply hunts are just absolutely beautiful. Potom finds the levels as well. Searing Arrow level 2 starts to hurt with plus 20 damage each shot, and of course the aura provided. Plus 4 on every single hunt. This army is just melting. And I don't really see a way out for Sonik especially.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Sonik is pretty much donezo at this point. What has he got? 3 hunts left in the Keeper. About to get cut off, actually, I think on this side slightly by these hunts. Maybe they can get a block. Nope, they're not going to bother blocking anything. We're just going to chase the Keeper. And yeah, Smurf actually donating quite a bit against these headhunters here. His army took a decent beating as well. And is kind of struggling to 1v1 the Orc, but now, here we go. The 2v2 recommences again, and we can see a clear advantage here for PaTo and Smurf.
I don't think this is happening, but it would be so funny to me if Kayo defeats PaTo and Smurf 1 vs 2 to all the haters who say that Orc can't do anything against Night Elf. That would be absolutely beautiful, but yeah, there's not much left and just waiting for the GG at this point.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the definition of a pipe dream, Neo. And yeah, the last headhunters here. Falling before the might of the Huntress army. These ladies kicking some ass.
Yeah,
and
Ooh,
yeah,
Shadow Hunter.
Yeah, Shadowhunter is a good target here. He's pretty much completely useless at that. Nice surrender the Keeper here. Wow, he is going down quick. TP into his base. Wow, how long is he going to survive? Can't even buy a potion. Oh, I actually like TP. It's probably the best chance for him to get out. But actually, the Demon Hunter has boots.
Bye-bye. Keeper of the GG. Yeah, I don't think we will see a GG here. Sonik has left the game, and it is GG, and it is the equalizer. And we go full distance, baby.
Fantastic. We actually get to see a full series right off the bat. Glad to see that it's not an absolute washout on either side. Yeah, I kind of like that Smurf this time didn't try to rely on just the Panda pretty much 1v2ing two players by himself. Actually going with a nice support tactic, having the Priestess first, more mass hunts to just overwhelm the opponent. I think the first attack they did when they brought all the Wisps was kind of bad. It didn't work out too well. As I said, I'd have liked to have seen the APs outside of Kayo's base, but it would have changed the dynamic of the game completely, because Kayo and Sonik would have actually had the chance to sit at their base and defend. Perhaps they would have been able to fend off such an attack, but I think even 4 or 5 APs would have been really hard to hold for them. So, in any case, good job to them. They did a nice job in the end.
Exactly. And the community is also doing a nice job. Thank you for the continued support to Kova, who's doing an amazing job at Liquipedia, if I'm not mistaken. 17 month already. QuickBen 84 with the 18-month resub. Edo, much love. Thank you for the raid. Exodon TV with 54 months of subbing. Buttcrumbs gifting a sub to Quberte is epic.
Oh, thank you very much.
And Munachar with the Prime sub as well. Love to see it. Hope you guys enjoy the 2-on-2. Also the crowdfunding currently standing at 1,779. Make it 1,800, everybody. Thank you, Lord, for the $15 donation. Neo and Quberte, best content. That is the person who has a Back to Warcraft tattoo. Probably the only person in the world who has a Back to Warcraft tattoo. I gotta follow up on that one day. Yeah, greetings to the family. It's kind of funny. Father and son were together at Raraland while I received some Instagram messages from the mother as well, asking us if everything is okay with the boys. That was really sweet.
That's lovely. Well, I think I met Lord at Raraland briefly, but I didn't meet his dad. I wasn't aware that he had his dad there with him, to be honest. I did find out after the fact, though, and I think me and Lord also played in Creek Camp, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I've had some
Yeah,
contact
he
with
beat
him
my
before.
ass really freaking
no.
hard. Thanks for putting salt in the wounds.
Neo got spanked.
Seriously, I got spanked real hard. Lord, a good player. Relegated up. No, ascended the league, won the league. So shout out to the
Ascended ranks.
Exactly.
Yes. All right then. Sorry, that's me joining the game right now. I forgot to join the second game.
Oh, you're not the last. It's all fine.
Perfect. You don't want to be last.
Never
sure.
would you ever. PaTo is ready. Sonik Kayo ready. GLHF.
All right.
Okay, so far this series was pretty much dominated by early game. Game 1, PaTo was losing a lot. Game 2, Sonik was losing a lot, and then it snowballed. I want to see an even game, everybody. I want to see both at their very best. I want to see 150 supply Huntress and not just 100. Let's decide the first series of the W3Champions Finals 14. Game is on.
Well, you may get your wish, Neo, because Phantom Grove, one of my personal favorites, is a map that tends to be a more macro-focused, later game-focused map. It's a pretty big map, as you can see, lots of creep camps. Players are pretty far apart from each other, including allies. So there tends to be a lot of either expanding and grouping up together to creep and defend themselves, or we might see some 1v1 aggression on both sides, one player going after their corresponding opponent. And yep, both PaTo and Smurf opening with Ancient of War creeping, so perhaps we'll see a Keeper and a Demon Hunter to Panda. The possibilities are endless with Elf. In the meantime, Sonik not building an Ancient of War yet, so that may suggest Huntress aggression, and indeed it is the Priestess first, so that would lend credence to that fact. And a Blade with a fast shot, which is an interesting approach. Late barracks, presumably, or perhaps a fast tech.
Yeah, I guess he needs it if he wants to play the harass game again, like he did in the past 2 games. So he has like heal selves and stuff.
Yeah, especially the speed scroll actually is pretty important because most people know that this is the first camp that elves will creep. You want to send your blade straight there. And it's quite hard to get there on time without using a speed scroll, so I think we might see the blade immediately pop that speed scroll and try and get across and creep jack and steal the giant frostwolf here, which drops a pretty sweet item.
Alrighty, let's see if you're right and all the 2-on-2 practice prior to this broadcast paid off.
Oh yes, and indeed we see 2 Demon Hunters here for the side of PaTo and Smurf, so that's fun.
Okay, one with immolation.
Maybe one's unskilled, I'm guessing for now.
Oh, both with immolation. The double burns.
So both players going to be trying to rely on that level 3 creeping, I think, and getting some decent items. And here we go, speed scroll coming in, Windwalk with the blade. Far too... Wow, you can see just how much better immolation makes creeping despite the repeated nerfs after its first buff. The most important creeps are already gone. And we see a Circle of Nobility dropping from this camp, which is an incredibly weird sight because this is the camp that normally drops Parrot of Vitality, Pendant of Energy, etc. Exactly.
Immolation might help creeping, but it doesn't help if the bottom comes in and steals the last hit. Sonik already 113 XP.
Jeez, I missed that. Nice catch. And yeah, that feels real bad for PaTo right now. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know if
32 XP.
If you watched the Back to Warcraft Weekly 69 yesterday, but I asked ChatGPT who the best Warcraft 3 broadcaster is, and it said Yanis Neo-Tjax. So here's another reason why I'm the official number 1 in the game.
You're also Neostradamus.
Exactly, the prophet.
You have so many. You have so many accolades. It's unbelievable. You're the most decorated caster.
I probably am.
Oh yeah. So, Kayo not actually getting anything out of that speed scroll attempt, unfortunately. Pretty much 0 mana, hasn't really done any damage at all. Pretty low HP. In the meantime, Smurf just continuing to creep. just a singular potting by Sonic. There is a hunt joining now, but he's not going to get too much done here. Maybe going to cancel that third Moonwell, which isn't the worst loss in the world for PaTo. And yeah, I would say, despite the creeps being stolen by Sonic, which was very nice, I'd say that PaTo and Narva are in a decent spot right now.
Yeah, definitely more stable than they were before. If they get these Ancient of the War together, and they should be finishing. We don't have an HP indicator anymore, unfortunately, but there we go.
A player's forces are under attack.
Well, I'm not using the observer mode. I'm not sure how you actually do, so I've got the original settings here, so I can see all the HP
old
bars
school.
and everything.
Yeah,
is this something you had to enable?
Yes, in the gameplay options.
Oh, cool. I need to check that out.
It provides a lot of information, but it also takes away some information that's usually not that important. But in this case, if a building is in production, you don't see any HP anymore, which is, yeah, well, not that great.
That is definitely inconvenient for sure. In any case, PaTo here having to fend off Sonic's onslaught once again, being outnumbered a little bit in terms of that Huntress army. I like the pressure of the Demon Hunter here, getting low already, needing to retreat and probably use a couple Moonwells shortly. And yeah, Kayo can't really do too much, honestly. Kind of, I would say, failed in his initial objective, unfortunately. This game did a lot of good damage in the previous two games, but this time we have a level 3 Demon Hunter with items against a level 1 plate with nothing.
Yeah, that is a pretty one-sided affair, to be honest. On the other side, PaTo also got increasingly better at defending these early rushes while defeating on map 1. He definitely learned the lessons from that, plus a little bit of map 2 as well. And we have a Night Elf Mirror here now, which PaTo is pretty good at, to be honest. Immolation helps against hunts to a degree, makes healing a bit more expensive, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of twofold. You know, we see, you know, Sonic's army taking a lot of damage and having to use more Moonwells, but of course, you know, using your DH mana, your Demon Hunter mana so freely, you know, we're going to see a lot of Moonwells just be drained right now. But to be fair, it's still a decent amount of night time to go. 4 Moonwells replenishing. So at the end of the day, I think PaTo should be A-okay. And Sonic just retreating back here to finally grab that aura that he so desperately needs to gain the advantage. Yep, nice catch. Here comes the... Wow, Sonic going for a super sneaky play right now. Absolutely love that. Been looking
That's
for some
really hard to
plays.
defend, I guess. It's definitely annoying, and there's not much surface area.
The only thing is like, it's not going to do that much damage. Like, just 1 AP by itself attacking a building isn't going to do a crazy amount of DPS. And it's kind of easy to counter. You could even just build like 1 glaive or something if needed. We'll see how effective it proves to be over time. I wonder if PaTo chose Mana Burn here because he actually got the Talisman of Evasion item drop. There's no reason to sell it, so perhaps it's Mana Burn Evasion 1.5 and Immolation here. So
it is.
Oh, here comes Sonic with the AP support though. Now that is a nice effective combination, having that backup with the tower.
Surprise, surprise. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm kind of tempted to leave the AP in its melee form to do normal damage against the buildings. It actually has a very fast attack and quite respectable damage. But of course you need to root that quickly. And yep, here comes the gold mine.
Poor PaTo, 7 AM in Brazil, and he's getting attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked. It's not a great morning for him, I guess. Plus he has to be in voice with Smurf, that's also not too pleasant. But oh my...
I wonder what they're saying to each other right now. But yeah, we've got a kind of a hunt on hunt slaughter right now. Sonic needing to TP out and defend his main now from PaTo's attack. Should go pretty well for PaTo though, because Sonic's army is looking pretty roughed up from his engagement with Smurf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Kayo in all of this?
I had the same thought. Like, wasn't there an orc in this game? Blade
Yep.
Master level 2 got some items. He was teching. He got a Shadow Hunter. So Serpent Wards to the rescue, maybe? I'm not so sure about that.
I think Kayo's lack of being proactive in this game, unfortunately, is spelling doom for Sonic here. Sonic losing far more hunts than the other team. Okay, in the end they managed to keep the tree alive, but a lot of wisps going down, a lot of repair required. And, you know, Kayo didn't accomplish too much in the meantime. Perhaps you could have been setting down an expansion. Something to try and put the Sonic and Kayo back in the game, but yeah. Looks kind of rough for Sonika.
I agree. Shadowhunter's got a carry, Orc got a carry, and it's Grunts and Raiders only with double Beastery. So some Raider lane is gonna come in. There's 2 towers in the base as well. That's why his army is so small at the moment. But this should be defendable, I guess, with the 2 engines of war in each base. Alchemist second as well. Heal Spray, phenomenal for hunt-on-hunt violence.
Yeah, actually, I really dig the Alchemist pick right now. The healing, the value from just level 1 heal spray is insane. It's one of the best spells in the game, I would say. It's just crazy, especially on level 2 and level 3. It's just completely cracked. I think Smurf going to try and buy a heal scroll here. Yep, there we go. Heal scroll purchased. And yeah, another thing is that Kayo, he wasn't proactive in taking any engagements, but he's only level 2-2 in all that time and didn't really get too much done. The expert is coming, but it is miles off of finishing. And now there's a really weird fight going on with 2 creep camps engaged on both sides at once. Smurf gonna steal the item. Yep, steals that little ring +4 off the Troll Warlord. This Revenant is just like, oh, I'm a spooky ghost. This is the way to go. And he's just trying to float through the army. It's so bizarre. And yeah, I don't know who's going to come out on top of this engagement. PaTo's Demon 107 TP!
Uh-oh, okay, hero's gone. I think it's just fair since it's a 2-2 tournament that the creeps are tagging up as well. But yeah, wiped out now. Can they win this fight without PaTo's Demon Hunter? He can of course fully focus on the incredible hunt micro. Blade is blocked, has no mana, getting burned. There's an owl as well. Trying to make it to the shop, but couldn't. And heal spray now. Fantastic.
Wow, what an absolute slobber knocker of a fight, as you would say, my friend. Smurf right now on 50 food with a ton of gold. Probably could have been setting up an expo in the meantime, but not really required. Kayo and Sonik, I think, are thoroughly beaten here. If they had one more heal scroll available, this would be fantastic on the side of the 2 elves. But in any case, I think they're finally chewing through here. These level 1 Serpent Wards not doing enough work whatsoever. Must be level 2 heal wave. And yeah, I love the Dryads in the mix now. Dryads just incredible when used individually as well to slow down multiple units at once. And yeah, this Orc Expo, despite the buff, is only just finished now.
Oof. That took a long time, plus the static defense in the main, none of that helped in the fight, and Smurf and PaTo are marching forward once again into Sonic's base. Smurf actually turned out to be the carry of the team.
He certainly did. I think he handled pressure on his base really well. PaTo kind of struggling a bit, but I think the first game there wasn't much he could do. He was getting attacked pretty much the entire game by like 2 people at some point as well, so yeah, sometimes you're going to get a rough game like that. I think he handled it the best this game though, remaining quite equal with Sonic. And at the end of the day, Kayo, I really feel this game was the weak link. Didn't actually get anything done pretty much in the early game. And pretty much let Sonic die versus 2. So, yeah, rough game for Sonic here.
Alright, is there a chance to come back with that 2-base advantage? I don't think
totally.
so. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I have to say it, otherwise I'm getting yelled at again. Don't call the games too early, Neo. So, you know. Oh, Potter's surrounded.
Right.
Yeah.
What I would love to see is PaTo just never leave and just burn the Potom to death over time. That would be pretty hilarious. But yeah, Smurf bringing the dust there, and that Priestess is going to go bye-bye shortly, unfortunately, being boxed in by her former comrades. These traitors taking her down.
Oh, 23 supply and drowning. That's it. Kayo. Yeah, he has 45 pop, but this is not helping at all. They're stemming against the defeat. Of course, there's no lower bracket or anything. Single elimination. If you're out, you're out. And that seems to be Sonic's and Kayo's destiny.
I mean, I just kind of want to see all these Raiders die really fast. It's probably one of the most hated units in the game. It's quite satisfying to watch them all get completely destroyed by a bunch of hunts here. They are going down so fast. This is level 3 immolation, tearing them to pieces right now. Blademaster trying to do what he can. He is completely surrounded without mana. Pretty much going to go down here. Sonic is taking care of, what, 1 hunt on the side there. In the meantime, his ally just getting absolutely annihilated here, and yet we'll be seeing that GG very shortly.
Well, or not. You know Sonic, he not a big fan of the Gs. He is a G himself, but it's not that great. Another hunt is falling with the wisps around. Sonic styling till the very end.
Yeah, fun to see little moves like that, but unfortunately, too little, too late. Shadow Hunter, oh, man, just squeeze on out. And yeah, I feel like these level 1 wards, man, they're not really doing too much here.
Yeah, I wonder if level 2 wards would have been better.
Town is under siege.
Yeah, I think perhaps. At the end of the day, I think it wouldn't have changed too much, but it would have definitely helped a lot in combat. Saying that, level 2 wave is really good, but I feel like they need a lot more raw damage to chew through all these hunts.
They would have fitted Sonic's style a lot better as well. Here's the Demon Hunter immolation into the peons. The suffering continues. And this base is gonna be broken. We all know how strong hunts are in base races. It's mostly Dryads though. Can he get out? Yeah, he has to TP out. Wait,
Yeah,
there's no TP, is there? Ah, there
No,
is
the
on the
Alchemist has
Alchemist.
TP. I think it doesn't really matter, honestly, if Smurf trades out his whole army here.
True.
He's just going to farm experience, and actually PaTo is coming in with his hunt. Demon Hunter lagging behind a little bit here. Wait, where's he going with the hunts? Okay, they've agreed for Smurf to teleport out. PaTo, I think, is probably... Actually, he can't do too much. Sonic's base has got 2 APs. Maybe they're going to go back and clear a camp or something to get an expansion laid down? I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is just a little green spot here. This wolf will be easily taken out. And now, as a wise StarCraft caster always says, if you have an advantage, improve on your advantage or something. Oh no, if you're in the lead, go further ahead. Something with...
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
You just want to compound your advantage on top of the advantage you already have,
Exactly.
so.
Thank you for putting this in a more eloquent way than I'm able to do.
Well, someone new else who we know in chat reminded me the word I was searching for earlier was placebo.
Yes.
When I was talking about making a claw +0 but keeping the icon +5.
Yeah.
Just to see if people really feel the difference. But yeah, placebo. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you
think-
very much, sir.
I think for the next W3Champions finals, we should just let the chat cast.
Yeah, I mean, we're both clearly incapable, so...
Despite being the #1 caster
Yeah,
in the history of Warcraft, I mean...
It's nothing compared to Twitch chat. It's just facts.
It is
yeah.
facts. And fact is also that this Great Hall is not so great.
Yeah, it's looking a bit old, bit dilapidated. And one more kill will secure level 6 actually on that level, that Demon Hunter of Smurf. Naga being picked up here for PaTo. Just a nice hero to help try and close this out, I think, just to pick off some more units, maybe some heroes. We see the final stand right now. Roared hunts, a bear. And actually Kayo's army is quite decent, to be honest. This might be quite a close engagement, but level 6 on the Demon Hunter. Here we go, it's popped. The other team have no way of getting out of this situation. They're going to just have to fight against Illidan right now in his final form. Looks pretty mad, though.
This AoE is insane! He's just shredding absolutely everything! No
the
chance
level
for
3
Sonic!
Immo.
Everyone knows you have to mass detonate against it, but he couldn't. Blade Master's down as well. Complete annihilation. This Demon Hunter of PaTo is saving himself to an Invo Potion. Bottom dies. And despite taking map #1, there's no chance for Sonic and Kayo in map #2 or 3. It's GG, and PaTo and Smurf are making it into the semi-final.
Nice, congratulations, boys. And nice showing, I think, from both teams, honestly. In the end, this game proved to be quite one-sided, but it was, you know, a nice bit of back and forth. And the first 2 games were obviously quite crazy. A lot of fighting, a ton of back and forth. But yeah. Good, great series to start the day off with.
100%. Whew! Also great showcase of 2-on-2, even though only 2 races were represented. We had a lot of fun here, a lot of base trading going on. And now, the good thing is, we have even more 2-on-2. Because not only this quarterfinal, but also the next quarterfinal. And we'll have to get the players in.
Yep, and we have a very exciting team combination of Dark and Reaver, who are a pretty staple ladder 2v2 team. Participated in Raraland as well in the 2v2 Cup against Leon and Edo. They won, if I'm not mistaken. They beat Leon and Edo, I think, in that event, if I'm not mistaken. Versus Shao Kai and 15 Sway. Is that correct?
Very important match, of course. Reaver and Dark, a 2-2 combo for a very, very long time.
Yep. Very practiced, well-versed in the game mode, playing a solid combo of Human and Orc, which has been one of the best combos since probably forever. It's been played since the days of Grubby and Todd being a team. Rest in peace. And Shao Kai and 15 Sway, we're going to see Orc plus Elf or Orc plus Human?
Yeah, that is the question. I'm not too sure what they're going to be playing. They will inform us, I guess, in a very little time. We have to do the map picks and bans. We have to select the server and we have to get the players in. So we take a little break here to set everything up. In the meantime, you guys can support this tournament, obviously, at w3cfinals.backtowarcraft.com. And you should do so, because these games, we have 5 days. We have around about 10 hours of broadcast every single day. This weekend and the next weekend. We got 2-on-2, 1-on-1, and FFA. And we sent you guys into a tiny little break. Then we're back with more 2-on-2 action. Dark and Reaver versus 15 Sway and Shao Kai coming up.
Don't go anywhere, guys.